Welcome back to Crystal Wellness Studios Rock Tumbling Adventure. This is week 21, December 16th, and we are starting with our Smokey Quartz. Last week, we decided to run an experiment and see if running 4670 grit with no ceramic media prior to a normal coarse run of 6090. And you know, I think it's actually working. We retained some mass, but a lot of the rough edges, you know, you can see here are starting to smooth out already. So I think that this really will shorten our time in coarse. Now, we did run this as an experiment on a harder stone, and so far, week one of the experiment, I'm pretty happy with. I mean, obviously, this quartz needs a ton of work, but you know, I think it's bringing us to where we need to be. Excuse me. We are, I think, ahead of the game. So the 4670 for quartz, anyway, I would suggest is a good thing to do. Okay. I mean, obviously, you know, we have some beautiful darker pieces, some lighter pieces, you know, some nice in-betweeners. Has a ton of work that needs to be done, so it's not going anywhere quickly. But compared to what it looked like last week, with all those jagged edges, I think we're doing pretty good. Now, we did, of course, have some breakage, which is to be expected. You know, we have these chips everywhere, lots of them. And we had started a chip bag last week, you know, when it was in its pure, I don't know if you can see that, in its pure rough form. We had some, and now we've got quite a bit more that I've started over here. And as we find it, we're just going to put it in that chip bag. So pieces like this need, you know, they're going to run in 6070 for a long time. But I don't want to lose a ton of mass. I'm very nervous about running this in 4670 for a second week. Although that would be a really good experiment. Things that make you go, Lots of inclusions. There's a nice big pit there. Wow. I wonder if we did run this in 4670 for a second week, what would happen? I'm very tempted to do it, but you know, pieces like this one, you know, they're going to be all over the place. Ooh, lots of chips, lots and lots of chips. So if I ran this for a second week in 4670 and I added ceramic media for cushioning, it kind of would defeat the purpose and it would just chew away at that ceramic media. I don't know. It's a good point to ponder for a moment. Now, we do want to keep these videos shorter, so I'm going to finish the rest of this examination off camera. Wow, things are looking pretty dark on this. Let's see if we can add some flash, if that'll lighten things up a little. This quartz is, you know, I'm trying to make up my mind on camera, so that's kind of a tricky thing to do. I want to run this one more week in 4670. Super coarse grit. Because some of these pieces are ready for normal 60-90 coarse grit. It's all silicone carbide. I'm having a feeling. I don't know about you guys, but I think we're going to run it one more week in the 4670 and see if it really progresses any better or if it just chews it all away. Wow, that's a nice piece. Yeah. I mean, like, something like this is ready for 4690. And there I go, hitting the camera. And then pieces like this, obviously, are going to need more work. You could start splitting the batch right from the get-go. But that defeats, I don't know. Gotta do what the stones tell us to do. The stones are the boss. What's your opinion? Put it in the comments below. If you were in my shoes, would you run this a second week in 4670 coarse grit with no ceramic media? With ceramic media, God, I would just chew the ceramic media right up. Got a lot of breakage, which we knew we were going to get. I don't know. I'm in a quandary. It's literally 50-50 both ways. Okay. I said I was going to do this off camera, and here we are almost finished with it. Alright, folks. Be back in just a minute. Okay. I've made up my mind. We're going to run a Smokey Quartz in 4670 for an additional week. Just the way it is. We're going to run it for a second week. No ceramic media. The whole purpose of this is experimentation. It's in our 6-pound barrel. As you can see, we still have a lot in here. We have not. Hang on, let's fix this. Let's get a better view. There's a lot left in here. We did not lose a lot of mass. The slurry was actually kind of thin, which I was surprised at. Yeah, alright, one more week in 4670, and we will see how much that jump starts the project. Fingers crossed. Okay, we will be back with our blue lace agate, which is our other experiment in the 4670 grit. Be right back. We're back with our blue lace agate. I think that our experiment of running it 1 week in the 4670 extra coarse grit was amazing. It's just beautiful. The blue is popping. You can see these beautiful lacy pattern. There's still a lot of host rock. So I think what I'm going to do, like our Smokey Quartz, is run it 1 more week in the 4670. Oof. But this time, I'm going to add ceramic media, where with the Smokey Quartz we did not. But I want to get rid of some of this host rock without getting rid of a ton of this mass. Well, that is very interesting. Gosh, just a great big chunk. Isn't it beautiful? And this is mostly dry. What a gorgeous color. Just gorgeous. Wow, look at that. Just beautiful. Lots of shaping still needs to happen, but most of the super sharp edges are gone. But I would like to tackle a little bit more. Oh my heavens, these are the most beautiful things. Just look at that. Now we do have some chips, which were bound to happen being in the first week. So, and you can even see a little lace pattern. You see that on the chip? So we'll set those aside for our chip project. I don't see anything Zen rock size, so we're good there. But we're definitely going to add some ceramic media. I know I didn't want to put it in the Smokey Quartz barrel because it would just chew away at the media. And I'm still kind of thinking about that. But I'm only going to use the large ceramic media. I'm not going to use the small. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? My goodness. I'm just loving this. I'm very, very pleased. This was some really good rough that we got from the vendor. And blue lace agate's getting harder and harder to find, so it's getting more and more expensive. And it's really not a rock price point wise you want to be doing experiments on. But the whole purpose of this series is experiments. Wow. It's just so beautiful. So calming. Wow. Okay, enough of that. We are going to put it back in the 4670. I've said that several times now. We're going to let it run for a second week, but the experiment for this one is to add the ceramic media, and I'm fairly certain that next week it'll go to 6090 coarse and then probably sit there for a while. But I'm very pleased that we have not lost mass the way that I thought we were going to. This still, I mean, they're huge chunks, and they're fitting in our 6-pound barrel rather well. So, yay, we don't have to downsize the barrel yet. Okay, we will be back with our next barrel. We are back with our only barrel in 6090 coarse this week, and it is our mixed barrel and it's our repair barrel for the Jaspers, the Spiritite, the Chrysoprase, and I think there might be a Botswana agate or two left in here. And let's just get these pieces out, and then we'll take a quick look and see where we are. We'll be right back. And we're back with our mixed barrel of 6090 grit. It has our Jaspers and our Spiritite and Chrysoprase. So let's start with our last piece of chocolate Jasper. Chocolate Jasper. It is really smooth. It's looking very nice. And I believe, I mean, it's got a little bit of this wave right here. But I really think it's ready to move to medium. Yay! Okay, medium that one will be. Let's move to our last two yellow Jaspers that we're waiting to catch up. And again, looks beautiful. That's a natural mark there. That's not a chip. That's not sharp. It's very smooth. That's a little bit of the quartz underneath. That's ready to move to medium. Oh, I love the shape of this one. I really, really do. We were holding it back because we were thinking that was going to be a grit catcher. It's just a little crystal in there. And it's ready to move to medium as well. So our red Jaspers are all looking super smooth. I'm not seeing any chips. There was no chips in the barrel or the ceramic media, although some of the ceramic media is breaking down. These last few pieces really benefited. That is quartz peeking through. That is very smooth. You can see that. Excellent. Ooh, got it. Let's all go to medium. Oh, this is fantastic. Things are catching up. So, our desert Jasper, also known as Polychrome, these were the last few pieces we had hanging out in 6090. These were not actually repair, they were just, you know, doing its thing. We threw the other Jaspers in. Oh my god, these are ready for medium. At least that one is. See, this is a druzy pocket. And these are just natural pitting that frankly I would hold back. So I'm going to set this aside. See how that? It's all rough. But it's gotten much smaller. It's too big for the Zen garden project. Might make this a garden stone. I think I shall. Ooh, there's a big piece. Feels very nice. Feels very nice. It's moving forward. Oh, I didn't think this barrel would ever move forward. So there's that little piece there. I'm going to set with this one. Now again, this Polychrome or Desert Jasper has not been running as long as the others. Which, I mean, seriously, that yellow Jasper's been running since August. But had to do what it had to do. Now this has that spot, but it's perfectly smooth. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to set that aside with those two. It's the ones we're holding. I'd hold that one also. I could actually move forward. I could hold that one. It's a nice green one. It's all green. It's perfectly smooth. Since I'm holding, I'm going to keep that width there. That's ready. Yeah, it's got just a couple little spots. Okay, so half and half for the desert jasper. We'll move on to our Spiritite, which is just beautiful. Still waiting to hear a definitive answer from the vendor. The vendor has contacted the mine in Mexico, and that's where the holdup is. We're waiting for their response. The vendor feels that it's a jasper, but I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't feel like Jaspers. So this that had been, you know, banged into, is now opening up a little pocket. And I think this is just going to be a beautiful garden stone. There's a druzy in there. It's a fracture line. It's an old crack. I think this one's going to have to go to the garden. It's just the pits in it are too deep that by the time you got it smoothed out, there'd be no stone left. So let's just keep it a really beautiful garden stone. This has got... I think that's going to the garden also. I think what I'm doing is cleaning this barrel out one way or the other. Aww. It's actually large enough. I might be able... I don't know. I'm going to stick that in with the one more week of Coarse. And we'll make a decision on that stone next week. So this one has a little pocket. It's got a seam right here, quartz. It's starting to wear away. Oh, it's beautiful. Garden stone. Just got this stuff on the end that's never going to come out. Garden stone it. This one's ready to move forward. Yay! This little pebble. It's not really a pebble, but it's got issues. Issues. I think that can go forward. Definitely go forward. It's finally smoothed. Feels completely different than the rest of the Spiritite. Okay, that goes to the Zen garden. This goes to the garden. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's really deep. Alright, all those are going to the garden. Now, Chrysoprase. Still 60-90 in the repair barrel. Ready for medium. Ready for medium. I don't know if that's going to catch. I don't think so. I think it's just a natural valley. These are feeling really good. Aww, that's a really big whole garden. Oh, garden. Medium. one more week. Definitely another week. One more week. Medium. Medium. That's a rough spot right in there. And because of that little pyrite inclusion, I don't know. I want to medium that. This little piece of Chrysoprase has a lot of the host rock still on it, but isn't that nifty cool? Kind of looks like an alligator. Yeah, skin-wise. That's actually ready to move forward. And forward. Forward. Zen Garden. Forward. Forward. Okay. We have nothing left of this barrel. This repair barrel is done. So we are done with stuff in the 60-90 stage. Yay! So everything that was left over in that barrel can join our other Jaspers that are ready for medium. Oh, that's such great news. Okay, we'll be right back with our next barrel. And we're back with our only barrel in 500 pre-polish aluminum oxide grit, which would be called a fine. And I gotta tell ya, this peach Aventurine is really looking beautiful. It's been in 1 week. So let's get a good look here at what's happening. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Okay, how's it look? Oh, I got stuff on my hand. That's what happens when you start cleaning barrels in between. Alrighty. Feels amazing. And the surface is really looking good. These are thin. Wow, they're looking great. Peach Aventurine. I think it's ready to move forward to 1,000. Or at least these pieces we've been seeing so far. Alright, we are losing our focus here. That's an interesting piece. Completely smooth. God, Lord, I need to clean my hands. Yeah, I could probably stand another week in 500. No chips in the barrel. Ceramic media looked really good. All of that you can't feel. It's just natural to the stone. Wow. Ooh, look at that one. These are dry. So we're looking pretty happy here. I think the Peach Aventurine is ready to move forward. Got some really tiny, skinny pieces here. That looks like a guitar pick. See that? Okay, these little, how many more do we have? There's a lot of little pieces. It's just ground down and ground down and ground down and lost mass. But I think these are like the size of a dime. You know, 1 digit on my finger. Not even. It's a little longer, but it's pretty small. Looking really nice though. Very, very smooth. Very smooth. I think our peach Aventurine is ready to move forward. We're going to put it in 1000 superfine pre-polished aluminum oxide, and we'll see what happens after that. We only have the one that we're pulling out because it's got a couple spots that are a little rough. Yeah, okay. Be back with our next barrel. Well, it looks like we had another barrel that was in 500. It was hiding. So this was our mixed barrel of amethyst, clear quartz, and golden quartz. It has spent 2 weeks in 500 pre-polished aluminum oxide. And we're going to take a look at it and see if it's ready to move forward to 1000. So this is our amethyst, which just is gorgeous. Let's see if we can get close up here. The color is just, let's get some light behind it here. See that beautiful, deep, beautiful purple. Just stunning. And it's completely flaw-free. Ready to move to 1000. These are all little tiny pieces. Some natural inclusions. It's perfectly smooth and ready to move forward. Just lovely. That is a chip. Let's see if I can find it in the barrel with the ceramic media. So this is going to have to be held aside, but it is so tiny that I think I'm just going to add it to the Zen garden. All of these are really small. Almost translucent. You can see my fingers right through it. Looks like that would break off, but it won't. It's just an internal fracture. Okay, then there was one piece I dropped. Sorry for the chair. Sorry, little baby. Yeah, so that's it for amethyst. It's ready for 1000. It's very smooth. Okay, we'll be right back with our golden quartz. Beautiful golden healer quartz. 2 weeks and 500 is exactly what it needed. It is ready for 1,000. It is amazing. Gosh. Woo! How lovely is this? Look at the patterns. Looks like big old chunks of honey. And then of course we have a couple lighter pieces. Wow. Great patterns. Not crazy about that, but it's not going anywhere. Wow. This was our piece that had a little surprise rainbow. And there, it still is. Right there. Wow, just love it. Just almost, you can see my finger through it. Very, very lovely. There's a couple little natural cracks in here. Oh, there's another little rainbow. But there's nothing we can do about it. Quartz is just always going to have some fracture lines showing. This one looks kind of beat up, but it's super smooth. Okay, this is going to go through some wash cycles. Get the rest of that slurry out. That piece right there. I almost want to hold it back. I am going to hold that back. Okay, the rest of the golden quartz can be washed. Now, when I say I'm going to hold it back, I'm going to move it actually back a couple of stages. This is going to go back to medium. Because I want to get this out. Gosh, it might even go all the way back to 6090. That's a lot of damage. It shouldn't have moved forward. Except the rest of the stone is amazing. We're going to hold that back. Okay, we'll be right back. Clear quartz. Oh, the frosting is starting to come off. And we're really loving it. Really, really loving it. Feels really, really nice. I think 2 weeks and 500 is what it definitely needed. Looks like chunks of ice in my hand. Wow. I think that one can go back with our golden. A nice big old hunk. Ooh, big piece. Just feels delightful. 2 weeks and 500 was definitely worth a while. I have a couple of pieces I'd like to I'm gonna move that one back. Oh, and this one's gonna move back also. Ooh. See that rainbow inside there? They're hard to get. Well, the camera's not going to cooperate with that. Really nifty. But because of this, I want it to go back. Okay. So when it's wet, it looks clearer. And when it's dry, let's put that whole piece. You see it's starting to dry. This is dry. It's wet. Wow, this is amazing. I think our tiny little pieces of amethyst and our golden quartz and our clear quartz is ready for wash cycles and then to move to 1000. It might actually spend a couple of weeks in 1000 because we really want this frosting to go away as much as possible. This frosting came from, you know, like the 6090 grit. And then the 120s refined it. Wow, look at that. Look at that. They refined it, and then the 500, you know, is refining even more, and then the 1000 should do its job, making the surface just micro fine scratches should come out. But by the time it goes to polish, hopefully it'll come out almost clear. Ooh, just beautiful. Just beautiful. Yay, we're back with Tiger's Eye. It has been in 1000 superfine pre-polish aluminum oxide since last week. So we've got this wonderful feeling Tiger's Eye that is just itching to get into polish. And I think this particular piece is ready. I love this piece. I love the pattern on it. It's like it's telling a story. Let's just see what we have. Gosh, it's so pretty. These are the goldens. There's a blue. Wow. I mean, they just feel like soft as silk. Got some blue and golden Tiger's Eye. It's an interesting piece. I don't know if that's ready to move forward. You can't feel that. But I don't like the look of it. We're going to set this piece aside. Another piece of golden. Whew, just lovely. Here's a blue. I do not believe these are going to need a second week in 1000. None of these are ready for polish. This one looks a little beat up. Had to say it. We're gonna hold that aside. Now the ceramic media, when I went through it, there was only a couple of pieces that were broken. I did not find any chips whatsoever. So that's good. Ooh, that's really neat. These need a much better rinse. Much better rinse. Just put in the comments what color you like better. Do you like the blue or do you like the golden? I'd like to know people's preferences. And I'm getting ready to make our 2021 purchases for rough, and if people prefer one over the other, what's the one I'll purchase? Like, do we want more blue tiger's eye or do we want more golden? Wow, that is so cool. Yeah, I need to clean this better. There's a few pieces that I think could actually benefit from another week in 1000. This one went really thin. Okay, it's ready for polish. I've got 4 pieces I'm holding back because I think they could benefit from another round of 1000, so I'll find something else that's the same MOHS hardness. Learned our lesson there. And oh gosh, can you see like the hematite in that? It's like little silver bands. Super freaking cool. Super freaking cool. Absolutely love this piece. Okay. We are going to give this lots of washes. So when we wash these, they go through, I don't know, probably about 4 washes before they're actually ready to move to polish. The first time we wash it, the barrel has retained a lot of grit, and even though we've hand washed the barrel with dish detergent, I use Palmolive because it's super gentle, and clean the barrel, you know, and then put the stones and the ceramic media back into it, and we put a little bit of baby detergent of Draft in the barrel and let it run for a couple hours, and then I rinse it, and it comes out kind of black. The second time I do it, it comes out like a dark to medium gray. The third wash water comes out a light gray, and the fourth one comes out mostly clear. And when I get that mostly clear, you know, I give it a good rinse, you know, to make sure we get all the soap and everything off of it, and then it's ready for polish. So, hot damn, things are moving along. Yay! Let's go on to our next barrel that's in 1000. Hold on. we are back with our Howlite. It has been 1 week and 1,000 grit super fine pre-polish, and I'm telling you, this stuff feels, I don't know, if there was field of vision, you'd all be deeply in love. This is the best feeling stone. I love Howlite. I will run it over and over and over again. Wow, what a pleasure to work with. This is just the best feeling stone, and it has got the most amazing patterns. Now we have lost quite a bit of mass. That being said, here's a great big one we added later in the process, but look at that. Absolutely stunning. So beautiful. Even our gray one, not that there was anything wrong with the gray one, but I mean, it's just wow. You know, compared to some of these others, you know, that are more white. So it's really pretty cool. This is so ready to run into polish, and I think what I'm going to do is after our wash cycles is I'm going to put this in the dry polish because it's such a soft stone. It's a MOHS hardness of 3 to 3.5. Oh gosh, it is just so amazing. I am so in love with this stone. It's very calming. If you're quick to anger, you should carry this in your pocket. It's wonderful. It just feels perfect. Now all it needs is a little shine. Okay, we're going to throw it in the wash cycle and be back with it next week after a week of polish. Okay, let's go to our Labradorite. We'll be right back. Labradorite. Like our last 2 barrels, it has also been 1 week in 1,000 pre-polish. And it's beautiful. Again, we lost so much mass throughout the process. It's really, really pretty. So, getting our flash on. Our Labradorescence. Got a broken piece here, so we'll have to go through and find the other piece of that because we don't want to mess up. I've already had to take this back once, and I don't want to take it back a second time because right now it's amazing. So we have to be super careful, go through all the media. This is probably, whoops, I just dropped it back in here. Probably one of the pieces that are causing some issues. So even at this late stage, you can have breakage, which will set your whole barrel back. It looks like we got lucky. I'm not seeing a whole lot of, you know, scratching or you know, damage that way or any undercutting. But we're going to have to go through this whole barrel super carefully. Make sure there's no other pieces that are broken. Oh, look at the flash on that. These have gotten so tiny. So tiny. Right is the focus. Gorgeous. Very small pieces. I can still feel the pre-polish on here. And have to go through all the ceramic media. I mean, you can see it was super well cushioned, but still, there's a little. I don't know if you can see that chip on the edge. You see that chip? There it is. You can see it now. Oh goodness, that's 2 pieces. I'm going to let this Labradorite dry completely. Well, not completely, but you know, dry enough, and I'll take a second look at it, because when it's wet you might miss something. And we want to make sure that we catch everything at this stage before it goes to polish. So it will definitely, let's see, here's that broken piece. Probably came off this one. Yeah. Can't get it to stick together now. There it goes. That's what broke off. So, we have to make sure we find any other little tiny anything. Get rid of any damaged media. And then we will give it a couple of washes, usually 4. And then run it in polish. And hopefully we'll get the result we want. And I'm thinking this might do the dry polish method also. I don't know, I'm going to do a little bit more research if this was the one. Ooh, I think that's going to break. And it did. So, yeah. That is things we need to look for. I'd rather break in my hand than break in the barrel and ruin the rest of these. It's just there's so many fracture lines, internal fracture lines in Labradorite. This piece is all scratched up. I don't know if you can feel that. Oh, you can, obviously you can't feel that, but I mean, can you see that? Let's see here. Move the lighting a little. Anyway, that's going to have to go back and be repaired. Because that had some scratches. I just have a little bit of breakage on my thumb. Okay, we've got a few more pieces in the barrel. See, like that little tiny piece there? And there's a rough edge on that one also. We're going to go through all the ceramic media off camera, and we're going to get the rest of the pieces out of here. And we're going to make sure that it's perfect before it goes into the wash cycle. Alright, we'll be right back. Hello. We are back with our polish barrels for this week. We have our Unakite, which is in a traditional wet polish of aluminum oxide. And then we have 2 barrels that are in our dry polish with the corn cob. So let's look at our wet stuff here. Now we don't have to empty this barrel and recharge it. That's the good thing about polishes. If it's not doing what we want, we just throw it back in there. Okay, let's dig out our first piece. Oh, lots of foam. The foam to stay. Okay. Rinse it off here. Dry it off. My fingers are not. Okay. Dry paper towel instead of a damp one. Okay. There's our first piece of Unakite after 1 week in polish. Oh my gosh. Let's get it under the light and do a zoom. Look at the shine. It's completely dry. Wow. Looks like some scratching happened. I hope something didn't break. Let's dig around and get another one. Rinse it. Let's try it off. Now remember, it still has a lot of polish on it, so it needs to get a really super good rinse and then a burnish. But what we're looking for is if it needs a second week. Polish. Look at that polish. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with this Unakite. I'd like to get a bigger piece here. Here's one. I got the zoom so high, everything's happening off camera. Wow. Alright, let me fix that zoom. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is just so beautiful. I could not be happier with this polish. Oh. This Unakite is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. I'd like to do an experiment with it actually. I'd like to take one piece out and leave it out, and then I would like to run the rest of them for a few more days just to see if it gives it any more polish. I mean, I really can't imagine that there'd be a higher polish. But, you know, we do experiments here. Oh. Gosh. Unakite. I love you. You're beautiful. I'm gonna clean this barrel rim, and I'm going to leave this one out, and I'm going to put everything, you know, the other two back in the barrel, and I'm going to let it run for a few more days, and we'll see if it gives it an even higher shine. If not, because we'll have our control stone, you know, we'll know that 1 week was enough, so that when we run Unakite again in the future, we'll know how long to run it in the polish stage. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty! Alrighty, I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to dry them thoroughly, and then we're going to attack our dry polish barrels. We'll be right back. Alright, here's our experiment. We have our dry polish on our Snowflake Obsidian. It's been in there for 1 week. Now, as we recall, we did the Snowflake Obsidian 1 week in the wet polish, and it looked pretty hazy. We weren't really happy with it. So let's Let's see what this does. Let's see if this fixed that haze. Oh, I still have that wet polish on my hand. Hang on. There. Okay. So, let's pull this out. Dry it off. Well, it's already dry, but let's get some of the polish off of it. Well, it feels really great. I'm going to do a close-up. Well, it feels super good. Has a really great shine. I am so completely bummed about how hazy this looks. Not pleased at all. It might have to go back into 1000 to get rid of this haze. Maybe even 500. Gosh, I don't like that at all. This one is slightly damp. Nope, not liking it. So, supposedly, it could take a couple of weeks. Now, since we're experimenting, this is what we do. I'm going to take this lovely piece, Snowflake Obsidian, that should, you know what, I wonder what it would look like wet. Hang on, let me grab my squirt bottle. Looks better wet because it gets that dark look. But it's pretty hazy. I think we're gonna have to scratch this corn cob step and go back to like a 500 grit to kind of refine the surface. But I'm going to give it, I'm going to be patient and I'm going to give it the 2 weeks. It's not just that one, they're all looking like that. Whoop, wrong way. They're all looking like that. Yep, not pleased at all. One more week, and if it's not improving in 1 week, I'm going to take it, I'm going to bust it all the way back to 500 and cleaning the rim here. And we're going to see if we can refine that surface. Which was a step I probably should have done before I started this. Okay. Put it back on. Let it, oop, look at that corn cob dust. Gonna let it run a second week. If we see no improvement, then yeah, we're gonna bust it back. But again, we are experimenting, so we need to figure out what the devil's going on. Okay, calcite. This stuff, this is the batch that went through the tin oxide polish, and we were completely unhappy. And it looked all frosted and whatnot. So let's see if it did any repairs on this. Here's a piece of green. This was that broken one that I left because I thought it made a really cool window. And it's flat, so it can sit. Not much of a shine. But again, dry polish takes a lot longer than wet polish. So, I mean, there's some, you can see some polish on that. But it's really super. Doesn't even feel smooth. Alright, let's pull another piece out. Here's a piece of orange. This is 1 week in corn cob and aluminum oxide polish. It's been running a solid week. Alright, we're getting some polish. Again, doesn't feel the smoothest, which I think is from the tin oxide. That side feels pretty smooth. Not this edge. You might bust this back to 120 as well. Let's get it wet. Well, it feels a ton smoother, sort of, in places. Okay, so we are getting more polish flash than we did with the tin oxide, and it's been 1 week. However, I'm just not pleased with the surfaces. So we're just polishing rough edges here. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we got... Oh, here's a blue one. No, that's another green. That's another orange. I don't think there really was a blue one in here. There might have been one blue one. These are all coming up green. But here's a bigger one. From a damp paper towel to a completely dry towel. There's the light getting darker in here. Better light somewhere. Let's zoom. And underneath this frosting, which you can feel, there's a shine coming through. I do not know if I want what I want to do with this. Oh, wrong way. Dry polish, I think, is only going to really truly work. Is that a blue one? Oh, that's an orange one. I think it's only going to really truly work if product was good going in. Waste another week, seeing if that'll help. Or should we just bust it back to 120. I think we should probably just bust it back to 120. We're going to have a lot of stuff going to polish this week, and we'll save this polish mixture for that, and then we're going to bust this stuff back to 120. No, not 120. That would be medium. We'll bust it back to 500 for fine surface scratches. Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud here. Alright, well, we are doing experiments. This is what happens when you do an experiment. You find things out. I mean, you know, as opposed to that finish, which I want all my stones to look like that. God, it feels like glass. It's just lovely. It's slippery. Oh. Okay, so we have a couple of barrels open, and set that aside. We have a 4-pound barrel open, which we could probably put some of the stuff that we've been holding, you know, that's been putting aside for medium, and get those started. Alrighty. We'll be back next week. Yeah, I was really hoping to see more improvement than that. I mean, it is definitely polishing it, but, you know, bad product in, bad product out. Repair barrels are in our future. Okay. We will see you all next week. And yeah, I guess that's all that's going on with our barrels this week. Alrighty. Have a lovely week.